susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Lumisan ka, wag naman sana.
Pero alam mo ba, Toy, hindi naman kasi halata.
Binigay ko buhay ko para sa'yo.
May ibang babae ka, no?
Ha? Ano?
Ano? Nakita ko yung telepono mo. Sino si Adrian?
Did you know that the Philippines type of government is republic, which was patterned from the Commonwealth era during the American regime? As established by the supreme law of the country, the 1987 Constitution, or also known as the Ligang Batas ng Pilipinas, the Philippines is a democratic and republican state. There are three branches that exercise the powers of the national government. One is the executive branch, which is headed by the president and is responsible for the enforcement of laws. The legislative branch, which is the second, is composed of the Congress and has the power to make, change, and remove laws. Third is the judiciary branch, which includes the Supreme and lower courts and settles issues relating to controversies and legal demands on rights. The Philippine government established the penal code as a penalty for an individual guilty of committing a crime or a felony, which
This just in. The Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management, or DIDM head, Police Director Augusto Marquez, clarifies that from July 1 last year until March 24, the total number of focus crimes, murder, homicide, robbery, theft, carnapping, physical injuries decreased to 78,941 from 158,879. The crime rates were 18% higher before the Duterte administration, even though a total of 5,882 people have been killed since the launch of the war on drugs, plus 8,525 murder cases and 1,640 homicide cases.
So as you can see, this actually influences our market research.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree. So, now let's go to the affected agents of EJKs. The Philippine National Police, or PNP, have been responsible for carrying out the more violent acts in the war on drugs. Headed by Ronald De La Rosa or Bato, the PNP is responsible for Tokhang, which literally means knock and bleed. The PNP have also been conducting raids on drug dens and laboratories. Though PNP-related killings have been associated with EJK, they insist that they shoot only once the suspect initiates the shooting.
So the PNP have actually tallied 90,000 anti-drug operations as well as 124,000 drug-related arrests since Chief De La Rosa took the helm of PNP at June 2016 until the most recent data, which is at March 2018. The most significant killing under PNP is that of Kian De Los Santos, who was a grade 11 student from Caloocan City, and he was killed on August 16, 2017. And to say the least, his death has reached intense national concern.
First of all, wow, I cannot believe that you have to ask that. EJKs worry the families of the victim and of those suspected too. The victims could be people like me, like our brothers, fathers, uncles, those who are working hard for their families, for other people. And the message that they should hear is that we stand by them. They are a part of this society.
We make up a Christian country, so in that respect, we should be alarmed by all these killings. I'm glad that the Catholic Church is speaking up. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle and Lingayen Nagupan Archbishop Socrates Villegas have called for the end of the waste of human lives. The Church should be fighting on this issue.
Yes, EJKs do affect us. The educational institution is greatly impacted by these EJKs. Just look at the many woke students rallying inside and outside their campuses, carrying placards with "Stop the Killings," "Kill Drugs Not People," "Youth Resist," and so much more. And if you weren't aware, a lot of students become victims of these extrajudicial killings as well.
You see, even our economy is highly threatened by the war on drugs. Foreign investors from Europe, the United States, and Canada have been more careful with putting up businesses here because, again, it's scarier.
Look, in EJKs which rejects due process in trial, the state fails to be grounded fully on truth. There's a lack of transparency from the government. Without due process, the people would not be straying farther from the truth.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, The social agenda states that the common good is chiefly guaranteed when personal rights and duties are maintained. But wait, EJKs neglect the human dignity. It fails to show respect and immense worth to the affected individuals and their rights. We should not forget that every human being has fundamental rights endowed upon them. And what most importantly, the right to live. However, this right is taken away from the dealers and pushers because of the war on drugs, and sometimes even from the innocent ones. We deserve to be in a drug-free nation, but more importantly, in this nation, we deserve to live.
While the state fails to be
Other institutions include the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA, the lead agency on the fight against drugs, and who have signed an agreement with the Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP to further combat the war on drugs. The Department of Interior and Local Government or DILG partakes in the campaign to rid the country in the illegal drugs. They are tasked to ensure the cooperation of local chief executives and local governmental units.
Okay. Meanwhile, the Senate is an integral player against the war on drugs. In October 2016, the Senate finished conducting hearings on the case for extrajudicial killings, the culmination of many other cases being brought up. And speaking of the government, we must not forget President Duterte's narco list, which is a list that includes politicians and policemen who are allegedly corrupt as well as involved in the whole war on drugs or the drug business.
On the other hand, law experts and human rights advocates have also been active in protesting against the administration's war on drugs. The Commission for Human Rights, or CHR, was formed under the 1987 Constitution. They will to continue the document to the country's human rights situation even with Duterte's opposition claims to abolish CHR. Duterte lashed out at human rights advocates' claims at extrajudicial killings and stated that he will not listen to these advocates at all.
Well, the most affected agents, I think mainly, are the victims of the extrajudicial killings themselves, as well as their families and friends. As per December 2017, Malacanang reports that there have been 19,000 extrajudicial deaths so far. However, they have been labeled under homicide instead of EJK. And as of January 2017, which was last year, 4,000 drug suspects have been killed on the war on drugs.
Well, meanwhile, according to a survey conducted by Pulse Asia from December 6 to 11, 2016, more than 8 out of 10 Metro Manila residents feel safer because of government's operations on war on drugs. This survey was cited in a statement posted on the National Capital Region Police Office or NCRPO's website. Based on the response of randomly selected respondents from all walks of life, war on illegal drugs earned an 82% approval rating from the public.
And after months on a nationwide survey done by the Social Weather Station, or SWS, from June 23 to June 26, 60% of Filipinos agree that only the poor drug pushers are killed, while the rich drug pushers are spared. The result shows how most Filipinos do not even accept the police claims that those killed under the administration's war on drugs have actually fought against the government. 72% of the 1,200 respondents believe that Duterte should post the list of the alleged drug personalities, give them the due process that they receive. And this shows how within months the perspective of the citizens on the war on drugs have drastically changed.
So,
The Directorate for
legal demands on rights.
Lumisan ka, wag naman sana.
Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. Now, there's a 3 million drug addicts. I'd be happy to slaughter them.